Welcome to another episode of Black Geek Energy. Today's iconic guest is someone whose work has been shaping culture, whether people realize it or not. From creating iconic numbers for films like Hairspray, Footloose, and the Setup franchise to making productions like Aladdin and Encanto, his choreography has helped define how people show up in film, TV, and pop culture. If you ever caught yourself remembering a dance scene long after the credits roll, there's a real chance our guest has had something to do with it. He's also a standout judge and frequent dance instructor on RuPaul's Drag Race, breaking energy, precision, and personality to one of the most influential shows in entertainment today. But he didn't stop at choreography. He stepped behind the camera and directed the documentary When the Beat Dropped, which tells the powerful story rooted in Black queer dance culture. And now he's leveling up yet again, stepping into the narrative filmmaking with his upcoming film Major, produced by her and this lady. I don't know if you heard of her. Her name is Oprah Winfrey, making this film one of the most sought after, hyped up HBCU films since Drumline. This is someone who's worked with legends, built a career across multiple lanes, and is still finding ways to push the culture forward. Joining us today is Jamal Sims. Yay!
Oh, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Wow. It's so funny hearing all that stuff. I'm like, who are you talking? Like, it's something even feel like like I did that stuff. Time just flies, So thank you for that amazing intro. And hopefully the viewers haven't logged off like, oh, okay, we're tired of it.
Yeah. Look, I didn't even mention all the concert tours that you did. You worked with Madonna, Britney Spears, Jennifer Lopez. You did this 24-year Lion King that just happened a few years ago. And you recently was at the Miley Cyrus 20-year
anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Such a career. Such a great career.
Oh, yeah. Look, it's been good. Life has been good. And I've been very lucky and I'm very grateful because I know that, this kind of career, it doesn't happen to everyone. So I'm always extremely grateful that, I have these opportunities that come my way. And they end up, I end up making like amazing friends and memories that just will go on long after I'm gone, So yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, we hope to be one of your friends someday. Hopefully, this conversation will get us closer in that Jamal Sims inner circle. But let me ask one of the toughest questions you ever had at a interview like this. Okay. You posted a while ago. I think it was to your story because I can't find it anymore. You posted a little flashback to this R&B group that you helped choreograph. When are we doing the reunion tour of this R&B group?
Did I take it down? Did I take that down? I don't. Look, let me tell you, I'm ready. I'm ready for a reunion. That was my first love. Literally, all I really wanted to do after I saw Michael Jackson in The Wiz, and I started, I dove into like performing arts. I just wanted to be a New Edition, and so I put together my own New Edition with my cousin, my brother, and some friends around the block. And we actually had a record deal and put a little album out. Yeah, so that was my life before dancing.
Okay.
Singing and dancing.
I don't know about singing.
Now, one of the first things, because I saw you on Drag Race, and then I heard about this little production from my friend Lionel Goodwin. He was
Yes.
going to be in When the Beat Drops. I was like, ooh, what's this about? He said, Jason. I'm like, Jay said it. Well, let me sit down and have the popcorn ready, honey, because
Yeah.
the markets can tell you. I be dancing the storm by myself in Hampton, Virginia,
I
getting
believe it.
getting
Yeah.
kicked out of stadiums, getting fired from Hampton, having to see the provost, all that stuff. But
What?
yes, it's a long story.
Marcus is telling the truth.
He be telling it, man, every game. You would think he was leading the dancers. You
I
would
love
think
it.
he was head captain.
I love that.
But what made you kind of venture off into the performances that you were doing and choreographing into something like When the Beat Drops, that J setting world that was
Yeah.
happening?
Well, funny is I went to my first trip to Atlanta, and it was actually Black Gay Pride weekend.
Mhm.
Mm.
I went to a place called Trax, and it was like one. I don't know if y'all might be too young to know what Trax is,
I know what Trax
but
is.
let me tell you, it went down in Trax, and I had never. That was my first. It was actually like my second or third gay club. I did like a couple in LA, but I went to Atlanta because I was hoping that nobody would know me, and I would walk in, and
Mm.
so I have my hoodie, I have my, I was
Mhm.
covered up in the back, and I was sitting like against the wall, and I can remember vividly this crew walking in with these white patent leather Nancy boots, and they walked through the club, and everybody kind of it felt cinematic. It felt like a movie. People were moving out of the way, and they were marching through, and I was like, what in the what? I didn't know what it was, what they were about to do. They had these little Hooters outfit on, and and then another crew came on from the other side, and they parted the sea, and then they met in the middle, and then they just started dancing, and it was some of the most athletic
Yes.
dancing I had ever seen. The flips, I mean the agility, everything that they did just blew me away. And so I remember saying at that point, like, why don't we know anything about this on the East Coast? I mean, the West
Mhm.
Coast. Like, I knew nothing about the culture at all.
Yeah.
And so obviously we don't have, that here. So, I had to go to the South to get it. And once I saw it, I was asking people like, where can I see, where are they going to do this again somewhere? And they were like, yeah, go to Piedmont Park tomorrow. Saturday, it's Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
And I saw them again on Saturday, and they were out there battling. And I remember saying like, I want to do a movie about this because
Mhm.
this is a world that people don't know about and people need to know about it,
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, cut to what, 20 years later. I have been choreographing a whole bunch of music videos and a whole bunch of movies, and I really wanted to start taking directing seriously
Mhm.
and so I thought, well, maybe I could do a documentary on these guys, and I my producers came, Jordan Finnegan came on, and um, uh, my DP, John, God dang it, what is John's last name? Oh, I'll get it, I got it, I know John's last name. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Hold on one sec. John Orphan.
Hmm.
John Orphan came, and we all went down to Atlanta, and I had some crews already lined up to talk to, and they end up saying, we're not interested. And I was like,
What?
Yeah.
whoa. Mind
Hmm.
you, I had hired everybody, cameras, everything, brought everything down to Atlanta, thinking that everybody would be like excited to get, to have a movie done about them. And they were like, no, we don't want to be
Yeah.
made fun of. We're
Hmm.
not looking to be, made a
Wow.
mockery of, and people will see us as like just boys in booty shorts and lashes, and we're more than that. And I was like, yeah, you are. And that's why you should let me tell this story, because
Right.
I'm not interested in making you guys look like um buffoons, or you know what I mean, like something that they were characters. That's what
Yeah.
they're afraid
Hmm.
of. And I said, that's not my interest. I said, I'm a dancer, so I know what the passion,
Mhm.
what kind of passion you have to be able to do this stuff.
Yeah.
What kind of passion you have to do to stay out in the clubs till 2 and 3 in the morning until everybody goes home so you could do this particular dance. So it
Mm,
just meant so much to me. And it was deeper than just, telling their stories, although their stories were amazing. And
oh
I
yeah.
knew we would really get to the grit of it if they could just trust me. They end
Yeah,
up doing it, and we end up having an amazing movie. I'm so proud of that movie.
me too.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I watched it
Thank you.
before we did this show. So they weren't worried about you making them look like funny, foolish, or anything like that. They were just worried about the reception of the movie.
They were worried about me. They didn't know me, so they were
Mm.
worried that I was going to just do some sort of uh like TV reality type thing where they're bitching against each other. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah,
and so I wasn't interested in that. So they didn't want they were really serious about what they do in their craft, and they wanted the movie to reflect that. And I'm like, that's what I'm trying to do.
nice.
And so slowly I gained their trust as we
Hmm.
started filming, and they started to see what I was doing and the questions that I was interested in asking them. And yeah, so that's how it all came about.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Demarcus is a heterosexual, and
Oh,
Wait a
I,
minute.
yeah, it's
let
so
me
good.
log off. Let me log off now.
Wait a minute.
It is
Because
so good to have
all of
Uh,
another
y'all came
day.
from straight people. Without us, there is no you.
there we
Well,
go.
we
There
didn't
we go. There
ask.
we
We didn't
go.
ask for that. So,
Yeah.
but
No, it was
Demarcus, I
sweet.
haven't asked you since you saw the movie. What did you think about like this J set scene, and how did it resonate with you?
So I actually have seen, like, I haven't seen like a full battle, but I've seen like Jay setting in the street before, and I was like, oh,
Mhm.
if like folks dancing in the street, this is Atlanta, it happens. I kept on driving, and I see in the movie, I was like, wait a minute, I was like, oh, I was like, oh, this is hella dope,
Yeah.
because I can't dance like that. I was
Right.
like, I'm not throwing my legs in the air, hitting flips and stuff. So I was impressed. I was like, the strength.
Yeah.
Like a lot
Yeah.
of the things you were saying, Jamal, just like the commitment, the passion. Like I've been in the band, we've done like like dance sets or whatever, and like I know how
It's
much that took out of me to get that stuff right and to do this. I was like, this is like levels and like magnitudes beyond what I was doing. So yeah, I was just impressed, and I was like, I want to go. Like the club, I don't think the club is there no more. I think like tracks
oh.
isn't there no more. It's like so I want to go see some of this stuff live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point. And it's so cool to hear, a straight perspective too. Like,
Mhm.
although, this the subjects were queer, I felt like it was like a universal story that anybody could relate to if you
Yeah.
have a passion to do whatever it is, play instruments, dance, play sports or whatever. That's really what the message is that, against all odds, go do it. Like I don't care what
Mhm.
people if the people say it's for girls or if they say, you're too short or whatever it is. Like it's for everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I remember those conversations with like now. He was like, I'm a school teacher. I can't be having everything on me. But
Mhm.
yeah, he was really interested because, it pushed the culture forward. And I think that he wanted to tell that story as well. So
And he should have.
fantastic, fantastic documentary.
Thank you.
All right, so we have to turn to Miss RuPaul's Drag Race now, honey. I,
No.
you have gone from choreographer to a guest judge. I've always wanted to know, um, what is it like? Because you have choreographed professional dancers who trained their whole lives, and then going to choreograph for these drag queens that may not have danced ever. So
Mm.
how is it where you have to get them to get it in a short amount of time, and the comparison between the two?
You want to know the truth? You want me to give you the PC answer?
Oh,
No.
You
I
want the
want the
truth.
truth.
The truth is, it's terrifying
Mhm.
because and I'll tell you why. You know, I because I come from dance, I know what it is to, um, you know, to be in competition and to be not only be in a competition, but have the cameras on you while you're in a competition.
Yeah.
There's like another level of insecurities, and then you're asked to dance. Well, a lot of these queens, if you turn on a record, they will perform their ass off, like they will do the things.
Mhm.
But some of them don't know how to catch on to choreography. That's different than just going out and freestyling and doing your thing. But when you ask them to do a choreographed step, something, that has a sequence that you have to, be sharp and watch the lines and do the things, it becomes something else. And so I'm always walking in like, I know they're terrified, but I'm terrified because I want them to look good. I don't want them to look bad at all. So we meet and we're looking at each other like, I'm fearful, they're fearful. I'm like, okay, we got to get through this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and so I'm always really amazed how they just pull it out. Like, no,
Mm.
like at the end of the day, they're performers, they get over their fears, and even if they can't dance, they'll figure out something, we'll figure out some way to work it out where they feel good to perform.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I will never forget how you said, learn these dance moves and then throw them out the window because your
Yeah.
performance is all that matters. And I think that you always give them such a great criticism when you're judging them,
Oh,
to
thank
say, keep going forward, keep doing what you're doing, even with people who don't necessarily perform the best. You are
Mhm.
always, always encouraging. So thank
Thank
you
you.
for
That
that.
means a lot. That means a lot. Like I said, they're under the gun. They're under the pressure. The pressure is
Yeah.
real, and I
Yes.
feel it. I feel it, and I'm like, if I could be the one bit of light, that they're like, okay, well, at least we know he's not trying to,
Hmm.
uh, sabotage us. That's what I want to be. That's what I
Yeah.
want
Okay.
to.
That's cool. So in that situation, is it like a learn the rules so you can like break the rules kind of situation?
Yeah, no, but obviously when you're choreographing with a group, when you're dancing choreography with a group, you have to stay in line. You can't just go about and do your own thing.
Hmm.
But I do say make it your own, and so, if you're doing it, if it's sexy, be sexy. If you're a sex kid, make it sexy. If you're a comedy queen, then you can be funny while you do the moves, but the moves have to be there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
the
I say
framework got to be there.
put yourself inside of it, not
Mhm.
just disregard what we did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to ask you a question that we normally ask our guests
Yeah.
at the beginning of these episodes. How has your previous week been? Like, what have you been up to?
Oh, good. That's a good question. Well, right now we are putting some finishing touches on our script, which is that you mentioned in the beginning that I'm so excited about to be directing this feature film major. So,
Mhm.
so we're doing that, and also we're gearing up for season 19 of Drag Race. So we're about to start filming pretty soon. So we've been like discussing, all the things that are coming up and just kind of in pre-production.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's
Yeah.
nice. That's nice.
Mhm.
Um, Demarcus, it's a time to move to the next segment, the Put You On segment, which is sponsored
I
by
wanted
our
to ask
good.
a question if
Oh,
I
go
may.
ahead.
I know
Oh,
I'm just
come on, Marcus, let's
Go
go.
a global
ahead.
hero over here.
I
so
guess. Go ahead.
um so when you're doing your choreography, whether it's like for movies or like the stage, like is it like what do you think? What's going on in your mind? What are you thinking? Because and I'm asking from the perspective like Step Up was like one of the first dancing movies that I've seen, and that made me want to dance. And I used to watch it like I'm gonna get
Yeah.
these moves down. I'm finna kill him with this one.
Mhm.
And so I feel very inspired seeing your work.
Thank you.
Like
Thank
so is that something that's in your mind? Like where does it all come from?
I like I said, watching The Wiz was a movie. I saw it in the theater when it first came out in the theater. So
Hmm.
that's how old I am. But when I saw it, I wanted to run out in the street and do what they were doing on the screen. So that inspired me to
Mhm.
do what I'm doing now. So whenever I do films, and you just said it, like that is the only thing that's on my mind. How how can I inspire like the younger generation to want to get up and dance, and or even the older generation, whatever, to eat, just the audience in general. I want them to be sitting in theater and want to get up and do it, you know? So I don't want it to be so so deep, and sometimes choreography can get really internal and really small and you got to say, what did that mean? I just
Mhm.
want it to be in your face, joyful, and be like, I could do that. I want to get up and do that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That's really what I'm looking for when I set out to do these films. Obviously the storyline, you have, you know, you have to, you know, think about where, you know, where we are in the story, but you know, ultimately those movies, the dance is the main character, you
Yeah.
know, because you know, every time, you know, you have a couple lines and then they dance, and then a couple lines and then they dance. So, you know, that the dance movies, the choreography is carrying the movie.
So, how do you tell the story through dance, or is it like a separate conversation? Because I've noticed that your dancing is so joyful. That is like the, if I were to say something, I would say Jamal Sims dances joyfully like the brand new day choreography once the witch dies.
Oh, come on now.
And but like my question is, how do you step out of that when you're doing something like Encanto or Hairspray or Aladdin, where you have to tell some of the narrative parts of the
Yeah.
story?
Yeah. Well, you know, that's where that, you know, that's where the directing comes in, and the director side of me comes in, you know, because, you know, obviously I have to read the scripts. I have to
Mhm.
understand where the characters are and where they are before the song starts and where they are after the song starts. And a lot of story is in between. So if I know where they are at any one moment in the song, I'll know what the characters should be doing and what types of moves they should be doing. You know, are they sad at the beginning and then they end up and they're in love at the end? I know what that movement should feel like and how that transition should go.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's what I'm doing all the time. You know, I'm really diving into the script, talking to the directors, whoever's directing, and finding out, you know, what they want from it and what the actors need, you know. So there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just dance, but what I'll do is I will build like a skeleton
Mhm.
and then start to see what feels right to either the actors or the animators or whoever we're talking, you know, talking about.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
with Encanto, they gave me the script and they were like, just go,
Okay.
go create.
Carte blanche.
Yeah, just go create. And it's funny about that is that they gave me the demo to Bruno. To
Mhm.
We don't talk about Bruno, and it was Lin-Manuel singing everybody's part on the song. So I don't hear when Mirabelle comes in, I don't know who's, you know, when they're coming in. It just sounds like one voice.
Mhm.
So I'm in the studio like, this don't sound like a whole bunch of different people talking.
Mhm.
And so I had to go back in and like read, like, okay, this person says this line, you know. It was really that was a challenge, but
Mm.
um, probably one of the most rewarding um, uh, projects that
Yeah.
I've worked on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
An iconic project.
I want
yeah.
to. I got another question. If we don't have to, we still got time. Where do
You can
you
ask whatever you want to, Chad.
where do you find the moves? I'm sure at this point you have experience. You're like, oh, I know what dancing in love looks like. I know what a sad dance looks like. But where do
Sure.
you find the moves? Is it just like throughout your day to day life? Like, are you, is there like a big book of dance somewhere that we don't know about?
You know, I wish there was. I wish I could find that book. Yeah. You know, it's funny because I think over the years you just develop a catalog
Mm,
of moves, and even if it's not the same, it could kind of feel like something that you've already done. You know, and I hate I call it rehashing choreography that I've already done.
mhm.
But there might be a feeling that I was trying to do with a certain move, and I could say, oh, well, I could kind of flip that and maybe turn it, you know, make this arm go up, and then, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, and just
Yeah.
make it look a little different. so it can kind of feel the same. So it really depends. I can be inspired by kids on the street, my nieces and nephews dancing around the house. That can inspire me. My mom and dad, actually, when I did Hairspray, um, Adam Shankman was a choreographer. I was associate choreographer. So when I was doing mostly the black dance in the movie, and and so I got my aunts and uncles that were around in the 50s and the 60s to come. I went to their house and they all started getting up, and I was like, okay, what's that dance called? They were like, okay, this is the mashed potato, and then they were okay, they were doing the Hully Gully. I learned all these dances, and that's kind of what you see in Hairspray when they start dancing. It's just my aunts and uncles dancing, my
That's
mom
Did
and
you
dad.
did you do the part where it's like the three girls who were singing? Did you do their movements?
Yes,
I
yeah, that
love
new
that part. I love that
part.
part.
Me too.
Okay.
I do too. I have to say I do love that part. I couldn't wait to get to that part.
Yes, yes. Okay, I gotta ask you one more question too, because your fingers on the pulse more than mine. We all saw Beyonce's amazing Coachella performance that she did a couple of
Yes.
years ago. That was again another homage to the HBCU. Hampton
Yeah.
University was, of course,
Yeah.
honored in her slideshow presentation. Um, I want to just I don't know if you probably do. Justin Bieber recently was at Coachella, and
Coachella.
his performance was just him, a stool, and YouTube. So I'm
Mhm.
like, is there something I'm missing in the quality of his performance, or is it going down? Am I uneducated on what's happening, or is because like apparently he was also paid $10 million to do this performance, and he's
Yeah.
probably going to do it again this weekend. So is it something I'm missing from what the new kids want to see?
I think, because I don't know anything about this performance. I don't,
Mm,
I didn't even find out. This is news to me, what you're
okay.
telling me about. But I will say that he did something similar at the Grammys where he was just out there,
Oh, and
right? And he was
the underwear.
stripped down and it was
Mhm.
just him creating the thing. And I think that kind of comes, for me, that Grammy performance felt like, you know, after so many years of being, doing these big shows and doing all the choreo and choreography and the staging, and sometimes maybe these performers just want to do their music and they
Mm,
don't want a whole bunch of flash and pop and circumstance. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
they just want to strip it down, and that's what it feels like he's going through. I don't know that the audience wants to him to do that, but obviously, you know what I mean. There's and then I also feel like today's uh appetite for like the or their the level of show, there's not really a high standard for that any longer. I think that it's kind of starts to go down. Anytime Beyonce comes out, it pops back up and everybody's like, oh, that's what a show
mhm.
should look like. But when she steps aside, it
Mhm.
all starts to go down a little bit. I've noticed that, you know what I mean? Like the same level of spectacle is not the same, And
Mhm.
so yeah, I think we are missing it because we kind of grew up with Michael and Janet, and
Yeah.
so we know those performances how they should be, but the kids don't seem to too much care if you know what I mean, if
Yeah.
it's not on that level.
And
That's
that's
what I think.
Okay. Well, let's move on.
Y'all think
That
I'm
was
wrong?
no,
no.
no, I don't. Because Beyonce,
Y'all were like,
Beyonce
okay, let's
stands
move
up
on. He don't
there.
know what he's talking about.
No, no, Beyonce stands up there for 30 minutes and she will just belt out a couple of numbers
Yeah,
before she moves
yes,
on to doing the Beyonce thing. But
yes,
then you have Usher, who is of the similar age, and he is on there in roller skates. He got stripper poles, he's doing the
Mhm.
things. So, like, Justin Bieber did that in the past, but he has chosen to do something where it's like him and he's showing some clips of the baby video and some memes and other things that really aren't of him
yeah.
performing, but they are, you know,
Part
I
of
don't,
who he is. Yeah,
yeah,
Mhm.
yes,
yeah.
yeah. I get it. Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
really
I don't.
don't know what people be
Okay.
thinking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with you.
I'm all about stuff.
I like to see a whole performance. I want to see a
You
show.
do.
I want backup dancers. I want to throw a flip in there somewhere.
Pyro, fire,
Yeah.
Yes.
all of it, all of it, all of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, me too. Me too.
Okay, now we can go ahead and move on to our Put You On segment. Jamal, this is a segment where we like to tell our audience something that we really, really, really enjoyed this past week, whether it's a TV show, a movie, a restaurant, anything that we really enjoyed this week. And this is, of course, sponsored by our good friends at MoviePass.
Hey,
DeMarcus,
Yo.
can you tell them about MoviePass, please?
absolutely. So, MoviePass is a subscription-based service meant to make movie going more affordable and more accessible for the everyday person. I don't know when the last time you've been to the movies, but the last time I went to the movies and like actually used my own money, I paid like $20 a ticket.
Mm.
Yeah.
I didn't go by myself, so I'm spending like $40, the snacks and stuff. Like the bill goes up. The movies used to be like a nice, like casual date. Now I'm putting on a suit because I'm finna spend
You have to.
Yeah.
But with Movie Pass, you pay your subscription, which could be as low as $10 a month, and you get a number of movie credits, and you can use those credits to see multiple movies per month. Even at that $10 tier, I used to use it before we were sponsored, and I could see 2 to 3 movies, sometimes 4 movies a month for $10.
Mhm.
Man,
You use it once, and it's paying for itself.
that's right.
And I talk about this every week, and y'all are still asking me about movie pass. How much
Yeah.
more do you want to know?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get mine.
Yeah. The other good thing about MoviePass, I just now discovered, because last time I discovered that you use the card with the Regal app or with whoever you see the movie with, so you still get points. So you can
Mhm.
go in there and get your free popcorn with the points that you get. This week, I've started actually buying tickets for Black movies that I'm not going to see. Like You, Me, and Tuscany. I'm not
Yeah.
going to see that movie in theaters. I'm not a lovey-dovey type person, but I want Chloe to succeed.
There we go.
And I want Black movies to continue. So I have bought multiple tickets,
There we go.
even though I am not seeing it, because that 800, I have 800 points. They just go to waste every week.
Yeah.
Might as well use them and
Right.
support movies that need to be supported. So that is
Absolutely.
another great thing I'm using with MoviePass.
Love that. I love that. That's great.
This week, I want to put everybody on to Jury Duty Company Retreat. This is on Prime Video. Last season, their first season, they did a little, it was like kind of like Candid Camera, where they um, uh, followed this guy who was on jury duty, and they revealed he was on jury duty after 3 days. This time, it's a guy who has got a job as a tip for a hot sauce company, and it really shows all of the mishaps and things that happen at this company retreat. It is hilarious. They just released the behind the scenes where he meets the person from the first season, and more scenes with more funny stuff. But there was this one scene where they had to do all these seminars, and the guy was talking about how the guy who was doing the seminar was talking about how he was scaling Mount Everest. He got frostbite in his nether region, and he had to actually cut off his scrotum because
Oh,
the
Lord.
frostbite was going, and he was screaming. And the thing he made everybody who was attending the seminar scream, and it was hilarious. So
That's
yes,
funny.
watch Jury Duty Company Retreats. It is a great, great movie.
Okay.
What is it on?
It is on Prime Video.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Check it out.
DeMarcus, what about you? What do you have to put them onto this week?
Sure. I don't know if we've talked about this one before, but I've been binging Culinary Class Wars.
We have.
Um,
We talked about it
yeah.
multiple times. I talked about it. You talked about it. We can talk about it again
Really?
because I
Okay.
love this show.
But yeah, so I'll talk about it for a third time. Culinary Class Wars is a Korean cooking competition show where they have big name Korean chefs. These are people who are established, multiple Michelin stars, multiple restaurants, hugely successful, competing against up and coming chefs. So there might not be. Some of them are like also have big names, own a restaurant that is like packed out every day of the week. Some of them are just like I cook on YouTube and I have a great time.
Most are
And,
just mom and pop stores.
right.
Yeah.
And so they're competing against each other. Like the low grade ones are like the black spoons, the Michelin star ones are like the white spoons, and they're competing to see who is the best chef. And the judges on this show are so
Throat.
they are cutthroat. Like
Yes.
there's one that's like a very he's like a elite class. Like he only has like Michelin star restaurants and like only does fine dining, and he will taste your food and be like, no.
Yeah.
The other guy is much more like relaxed and chill, but still very cutthroat. Like I saw one episode and the guy like made a chicken sandwich, like macaroni and stuff. And he's like, they're telling his whole story, and they spend like 5 minutes on this guy. The judge comes up, bites the sandwich. He's like, I expected so much more, and this is just a chicken sandwich. And it is a great, an amazing show.
Yeah. The story I like to tell is that the 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 first episode they did this whole story about how one of these chefs he had to get this apple. He was taking the sugars from the apple and he was making it into this candied apple thing, and he had to take the colors from the apple and he had to extract all the apple essence and put it in there. He made an apple foam from the apple pulp, and when the judge bit into this candy apple of an apple, it looked amazing, and he was known for making this apple in Korea. He bit into it and says, tastes like an apple. Yeah, you can go on home now. He said it was one note. He said,
I would rather have had the apple.
Yeah. Yes, he said that. So I was like, wow, it took
after all that
life work.
Right.
Yes, it took him like 3 years to develop this technique, and he was like, tastes like an apple.
Awful.
Yeah.
And one more note on the show: you have to when a chef comes up and says, "Oh, my restaurant has been packed for months. I've never had an empty seat." You got to look up their restaurant because I did that before. Little bitty restaurant, 2 tables. Like I'm like, of course it's booked out. You can't see nobody in there.
Of course it's packed.
Right.
That's funny. Oh yeah, I have to check it out. I have to check that out. That sounds fun.
Okay, Jamal, what do you have to put our listeners on to this week?
Well, what I've been binging, since we're talking about that, I've been binging old episodes of Project Runway.
Ooh.
I can't get enough. Like I cannot. Like I'll turn on the episode and I end up watching like 3 or 4 episodes. I promise every night. So there's that. But yeah, it's probably, Drag Race, feels very Project Runway. It feels like the same type of energy, right? But just to see what what we can do, these talented designers come up with, with just given some vegetables and they make a dress and it's incredible. I love seeing that stuff. Creativity is I'm always gonna like,
Yeah.
me. So
yeah. I used to love Project Runway after Christian Serrano's season.
Yeah.
It was why even go back? But I do need to go back and delve back in there. DeMarcus, I know you don't know. Kristen,
I watched Project Runway. Don't do me like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm worldly. I am experienced.
Do you know about Kristen Serrano?
Now I don't know the people's names.
Okay, not all that. Yeah.
But I've seen Project Runway.
Yeah.
I think that he is like a judge on Project Runway, or the host now.
He's like the Tim
Gunn. Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah.
He took his position.
Okay, but
he kind of coaches the designers and stuff like that.
But he has made dresses for Michelle Obama, for a whole
Yeah,
bunch of people. I think that
yeah,
Beyonce even
yeah,
won her
For
him before. He is an
sure.
amazing, amazing dressmaker.
I also started DJing this.
Ah!
I
Ooh.
bought I put all the equipment, and so that's a new passion for me, and I cannot wait to DJ my first party, and it's coming up. I have a big one coming up, so
Okay.
Nice.
yeah, I'm getting in there. I'm getting in the paint.
Do you have
Okay.
any like online sets, any live mixes we can check out?
I I haven't even literally this week. I just got my equipment. I'm starting. So
Okay, okay.
I mean, obviously I love music and I've been around music all my life and um, just working out with a couple of my friends that are DJs, you know, I just understood what it is, and it feels very natural to who I am. So hopefully I'll be all right
Yeah.
when it comes around, and
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna do some stuff in my backyard, have a couple people over, and just practice.
There
That's
you go.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I just listened to Kid Fury's podcast about being out there in the music scene. He was like, child, these people don't know what they're doing. So I'm glad that there are going to be more DJs out in that
Yeah, yeah,
scene for
yeah,
him.
absolutely.
All
Nice.
right, DeMarcus, do we have an activity for this week?
Of course, we have an activity. All right,
Oh,
and if it is your first time joining us, the way activities and games work here on Black Geek Energy is Demarcus is the game master, the head honcho, the HNIC when it comes to games and activities here on Black Geek Energy. So that means I come up with the games, I come up with the questions, the answers, I decide who's right, who's wrong, who wins, who loses. It's all
oh,
up to me.
yeah.
Oh, God. And he's saying this because he knows he's going to embarrass me.
No, these games are never meant to embarrass you, Jared. And you say this all the time. And if you keep saying it, people are going to believe you.
Well, they can watch the episodes to get the evidence. So,
Anyway, the game today is going to be called Choreo or Cap. What I'm going to do is I am going to give you a statement about choreography, and you all will tell me if it is real, if it is choreo, or if it is cap, if it's fake.
okay.
When you say cat, is like catfish?
Cap, cap.
Oh, cat. Oh,
As in a lie. Yeah, yeah. Not true.
that's how old I am.
Yeah. Yo, I'm barely keeping up with the lingo too. I can't hang with these YNs.
Oreo or cat? I got it.
Oreo or cap. All right. Okay. We're gonna go one for one. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 4.
I will abstain and I will let Jamal go first if he wants to.
I'm gonna
How
say one.
gracious.
I'm gonna say one.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
1. That's the best number.
Okay. Great. Jamal, we'll let you go first.
Okay.
All right. So the first one here. Choreographers will sometimes create fake mistakes in routines on purpose to make performances feel more human and less robotic.
Cap.
Cap. Okay. Okay. This one is real. Is what it says. And this is a great entry point to talking about performance versus perfection and how things that are too clean can feel unnatural. Have you seen this in your experience?
I have never. Well, okay. This is the thing. If we're talking films and if it's a part of the story in a film, yes, I've choreographed things that felt not good because they have to show there's progression over time.
Mm.
Right? But on stage, never have I ever met a performer, and I've worked with a lot of them that said, I want to mess up so it looks more real.
Fair enough.
Never happened.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, Jared. Number 2. Backup dancers are often told to intentionally hold back their energy so they don't outshine the main artist on stage.
False. False. That's
Oh,
cap. That's cap. Backup dancers
okay.
are never told that. Backup dancers better outperform. And you know who they not going to outperform? Me. Because if I get on that stage, I will not be outperformed by anybody.
Okay, is that so? This has never happened. You guys don't want the backup to like let the front person shine. No.
It's happened before.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Oh
Oh,
Because this
wow.
one says it's real.
oh yeah. Yeah. I've been told by an artist which dancers are the worst ones, and then I'm like, well, I don't hire bad dancers. They're like,
Exactly.
they were like, well, put the worst ones by me so I look better.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. So there's you find that there's a lot of insecurities with artists, and so
Mhm.
you kind of have to just go, rock with it,
Gotta
and,
Mm.
uh,
hold their egos.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
going to be outshined by nobody on no stage.
Ah, right.
All right, Jamal. Number three, back to you. Most viral TikTok dances are created by the artist's official choreographer as part of the marketing rollout.
Mm, that's cap.
Cap. Okay, that is cap. That is
Yeah,
fake. Have
yeah.
you ever choreographed a TikTok dance?
You know what? Anything that has caught on for me, like all the things that have caught on for me have been just through people doing the dances, like
Mhm.
seeing
Mm.
the Hannah Montana hold down, throw down.
Yes, I
Mm.
saw that.
The new girl in town from Hairspray is a
I saw that
TikTok
too.
trend that's going on. There's Tony Braxton. He wasn't man enough for
Yeah,
me. That
I saw
Mm.
that.
yeah, they're doing that. And so it's just, I never intended it to be a TikTok thing, but it happens. So those are that's what's so fun about that whole thing is because I think when you go in with the intention like this has got to be a TikTok viral
Mhm.
thing, it
It's
don't
not gonna.
happen like
It's
Mm-mm.
gonna flop.
you know what I mean? Like you just got to go with intention. You just got to hope that people find it and it resonates with someone that you know what I mean. That's kind of how it's happening for me.
Okay.
So, pause. You did He Wasn't Bad Enough for Me?
I did.
Wow. So how did you feel that when that resurged with the breakup and sure her doing Tony's thing? How did you feel with all that?
I love it. I loved it. I love every second of it because it was so
Yes.
long ago.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
did it with my partner at the time, Rosero McCoy. So we did it together. But yeah, I was there. We were in there in the paint,
Yeah.
shimmy.
Wow. That
Yeah.
was
It was a moment. It's like, hey, I did
Yeah, I didn't
that.
even know it was like gone viral until somebody was like, "Do you know this dancer?" And I was like, "Oh," and I just saw
yes, everybody was doing. I did a scroll one time just watching everybody do the dance. I'm like, oh, this is
me
cute.
too.
All
Okay, good
right.
Marcus.
Next one. Jared, we're back to you. In some professional routines, dancers are choreographed to hit moves slightly before the beat to make the performance feel sharper on camera.
Yikes. I don't know.
Mm.
I I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna say choreography. Choreo, not cap.
Okay.
I know we were like,
Because it does kind of look that way on stage if you look at it, then the person watch. I don't know. It kind of looks. I don't know. If you look at the person on stage and then the video screen behind them, it kind of looks like they're not synced up, but they are synced up on the video thing. So
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, this one does say real.
Oh.
And this is about musicality perception. I think like because sound travels slower than light or something like that.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Hmm.
Wow.
Have you?
So is that something that y'all do when y'all are?
It never happened. I don't know. You know, out of all the things I've done, I've always done it on the beat. Now, live performances, there is a delay in the music, so sometimes the dancers need to have in-ears
Mm-hmm.
monitors so they could hear the actual music so everybody's
Mm.
dancing on time.
Hmm.
But as far as like, hitting the beat prior to so it looks extra sharp, that's never been a because you don't want to be ahead of the beat, and
Right.
Yeah.
people recognize when you're off beat. One thing that even if you have like zero choreo experience, you'd be like, oh, that's off beat. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You don't want to be a before or after the beat. You
Yeah.
want to be on the beat every
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Now, even for filming wise, like there's tricks to speed up the film. So I mean, when you're filming dance, there's tricks to slow it down, film, speed it up to make it look sharper or make it look
Mm.
slower or but that doesn't have anything to do with the tempo that you're supposed to keep.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. We separating the real from the fake for real.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5 for you, Jamal. Choreographers sometimes build routines specifically to look better on camera angles rather than look good live.
That's choreography.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that is real. What is that? Oh, I feel like I see that when I see like about behind the scenes something or rather, and you see,
Yeah,
and they'll show you like the movie scene. I'm like, oh, this looks really good. And then they'll show you like the set, and I'm like, what are they doing?
yeah. Absolutely. West Side Story, that's like, when you watch West Side Story, and the dancing that Jerome Robbins, when he choreographed it, he choreographed for camera.
Hmm.
When they're walking, the camera's tracking with them, and then they come down, they drop down, and they drop into the frame. So you really feel the impact of
Mm,
of the choreography. Sometimes directors will just film choreography here, and it's just kind of flat, and you don't, it doesn't it doesn't penetrate the screen, right? So when you want the movement to feel like, oh, like I'm in it, I'm in the performance with them,
Mhm.
yeah,
and for that you have to choreograph for the camera, and
Yeah.
that's
nice. Very
Yeah.
good. All right.
I think that the best choreography I've seen on camera was during adolescence, the school scene.
uh-huh,
Because it was all one shot. So it
yeah,
had to be choreographed. And it was so many different people moving and
yeah,
talking and
yeah,
going in and out and going up and down stairs. It was
yeah,
amazing how they did that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
It's definitely, it when you see it. You
Mhm.
know that, oh, they did that for camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
All right, Jared. Number 6. Freestyling is considered unprofessional in most commercial dance settings and is usually discouraged during rehearsals.
I think that's Cap.
That's absolutely cap.
yeah. Yeah, that's the heartbeat of it all. Is
Right.
Yeah.
freestyle. Yeah.
Absolutely. Uh, all right. Number 7, Jamal. Some choreographers create signature moves in routines specifically so they can go viral or be easily copied by fans.
Um, Look, I would say choreography
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because that's what people would like to think. And this is it's kind of like the hook of the song, right? So you
Mhm.
kind of want to find something that's to the hook of the song, whether it be this or you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so you could hope that it goes viral, but maybe people don't pick up on that part. Maybe they pick up on this part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't really figure that out. But I think it is smart to try and find little signature things. When I choreographed Usher's "You Make Me Wanna," I was trying to think of like what what can people walk away with, and I was like, let's leave our shoes on the floor. Like when we just finish the breakdown, we're just gonna take off our shoes, we're gonna walk away. And that was the thing, but wasn't sure that it was gonna be a thing, but it did end up being
Mhm.
something that people imitated, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like writing a song. You want to find something that's clever that people have never really seen before that makes an impact. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love it. I love it when it's an easy move that I can do.
Yes.
I can
There
see
you
it
go.
one time and I can just like take it home. I'm like, yeah, I can do the
I got this.
jitterbug. All right, Jared, back to you. Number 8. Dancers often required to learn and perform choreography mirrored on the opposite side, depending on the camera direction or staging.
That's cap.
Oh, this says that it's real. So, like if you position on the right today, you got to know how to do those moves on the
Oh,
left.
well, you didn't say that.
What do you want me to say?
The dancer have to learn all the, like, if you're placed in a dance, you have to learn the left side, the right side, the front side, the back side. You have to learn all the.
Exactly. I thought you would have known this all the years we spent in the band because you can easily get moved from squad 8 to squad 2, and then you got to go the opposite way.
I know this because I was the um, co-coordinator for Ebony Fire for 10 years.
Let's
And
go.
we
Let's
had to always pull from one position to another
That's right.
position if a
That's
girl
right.
could not get her mark. So, yes.
Yeah. It's
It was the way
important.
you worded that question. It was.
No, Jared, excuses.
Okay, okay.
All right, number 9, winding it down. Jamal, in professional choreography, facial expressions are usually left completely up to the dancer and are rarely directed.
This is tricky because ordinary, like on just a general, yes, it's left up to the dancer. So that's choreography. But there are some numbers where they don't want to see, they want to see no expression on your face. And that is something that's specific. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
not like, they just want emotion, no emotion, and just let the dance be the emotion, the movement of the body. So I've seen it both ways, but I'm gonna say choreography.
Okay. This one says it's cap, but I believe you. I feel like I've seen this both ways too.
Yeah.
Like even in a step up, like they got real, active with their faces. Or
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
1000%. But it's some choreographers don't like a whole bunch of dancers doing expressions, so they would like watch it. So like some people like, yeah, I want you to feel it, let me see what you're going through. So I do think it's just kind of like the choice of the director. At the end of,
Absolutely. I know. Like if I'm dancing, like you gonna see it on my face because I'm counting. I'm like, all right, number 8.
Oh,
All right,
Lord.
Jared, last one. Some artists choose simpler choreography not because they can't do harder moves, but because it connects better with audiences.
I'm going to say choreo. I'm going to
That's
say choreo
absolutely
because
correct.
I've seen, like, he did a Bookie Bookie Boo. That one was, and he said that he made that kind of simpler because, he wanted everybody to do it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I would
And we kind
say
of
that's
talked about this
choreo.
earlier. Choreographers put things in that the audience can like walk away with. You can take this
Mhm.
dance move and do it at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All
But
right.
it's also like writing a song. Like, I mean, some singers sing really simple melodies,
Mm-hmm.
so people at home could sing along with it. It's the same
Absolutely.
concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could listen to Eminem and him rapping fast and enjoy it, but I'm
Right.
not never gonna sing that.
Right. Me neither. I
Like,
know I can't.
yeah, give me the thong song where he
Mhm.
repeats the lyrics 75 times and he raps the lyrics. Give me that any day, and I'm
I
right
got it.
there with you. I
I
got
got
Right.
it.
you. Karaoke night. I'm there. I'm
Yes.
there.
All right. And so the final score is 3-3. We're
Oh.
gonna have to call this one a draw. So that means Jamal, we're gonna have to have you back on the show so we can figure out who's the winner here.
Oh,
But for this
not
game,
a
I feel like
problem.
this is great. I feel like I learned more than what was already in the game.
That's amazing. No, you don't threaten me with a good time. I'll be back. Tell me when and where.
All right, Jamal. I want to not leave without asking you some questions about your upcoming film um, that was produced by Madam Oprah Winfrey And as you know, me and DeMarcus were a part of the Hampton University marching
Okay.
force. I also was a member, a choreographer, a
Coordinator.
co-captain, coordinator for Ebony Fire dance team, which is
Oh,
the dance team at Hampton University. And you are actually making a film about the majorettes. And I'm
yes.
like, what? Now, I think that when I read the what this film was going to be about, it really resonated with me, especially because you have a ballerina coming to a HBCU. All we get at Hampton is ballerinas. And I'm annoyed, but I'm happy because we can't do the things that they do at um, Jackson State because,
Yes.
you know, ballerinas doing that, it doesn't look right. And we understand that. But what we can do, we have those legs attached. We have a split leap.
There you go.
We can have all the jumps, all the nice aerials, all the
Okay.
tumbling, and it
Yeah.
will look fantastic.
Yeah.
So when it comes to your film, which one are you going to do? Because you're down south. You
Yeah.
know, we had the leeway of being a little bit to the north. So which one are
Yeah.
you going to do? Are you going to do the heavy into the split leaps and split, what am I saying? Switch leaps
Yeah.
and the other
I know what you're talking about.
aerials? Or are you going to be like a
You know what?
getting down?
Honestly, we're doing it all. And that's
Mm,
and you know, you find through the story, you know, you know, whenever read a script or I always try to figure out like how can I see myself in this? And honestly, like I'm not a trained dancer.
Hmm.
I had never taken a class, um, you know, never trained jazz, ballet,
mhm,
nothing. I just trained myself off of TV. So I was watching the Thriller and Beat It and doing all the things. And that's really how I learned how to dance was through television.
mhm,
And then as soon as I graduated high school, um, Michael Jackson had an audition for Remember the Time, and I ended up auditioning for that. And that was my first job that I ever did.
mm.
But,
Yes.
you know, that was just because I could pick up choreography from and I could imitate people, right? So, you know, a lot of times when I would come into auditions after I was, you know, I had worked with Michael Jackson, I had worked with RuPaul, I'd worked with a lot of big artists at the time. And people would be like, oh, that's that boy that, you know, he's not really technically, he didn't never train before, but so let's see what he could do. If he could do what we, you know, so I know what that feels like to come from a different type of
Mhm,
world and being thrust into a world where people have trained all their lives and you know and have done a particular style of dance and you know they're looking at you like well could he you know could he do this you know and so it, you know so I really the story resonated with me uh, uh with this particular you know our lead character is a ballerina. She goes to an HBCU in the South and you know they're in the dirt, they're in the paint, they're getting they're bucking, they're doing the whole nine, and
yes.
she has to find her way into it and through that they learn some stuff from her, you know what I mean? They
Mhm,
might I'm not gonna give it all away, but
yeah.
that's kind of the vibe of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. That sounds real because you know every dance team I know at Hampton especially, you know they always come up with what do you have to come with? What any tips on the audition process? We say just count to eight.
There you go.
We'll get it in the end. You can
There
have
you go.
no
There you go.
training or you can have Abenali
All the
training.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. No,
yeah.
absolutely. You know, what's funny is because, you know, with a lot of, you know, you know, when you train as a ballerina all your life, you know, that is it's intense. I just went to
Mhm,
Alvin Ailey actually for the first time. I was able to catch them here in LA. And you realize how much work and dedication it takes to become a
mhm.
ballet dancer at that level.
Hmm.
And those techniques that you've learned, it's hard to unlearn them,
Yes,
you
very.
know, so that's a skill. You have to have it. You have to give yourself permission to deconstruct all the things you've been learning since you were like
Mhm.
years old to be able
Yeah.
to do some of the stuff that these majorette dancers are doing. So
Yeah.
I love this movie so much, and I can't wait to till we get started.
Nice. How much of the movie is coming from like your own personal experience, like working with trained dancers and untrained dancers? How much of that are you putting into the movie? Do you have a preference on who you work with?
No, I just want them to be good. I just want them to be somebody that's magnetic,
Hmm.
and and relentless. Like I would love to see all these Beyoncés on screen just killing it,
Mhm.
everybody a star in their own right, and just to uplift, our Black female voices, and it's just such a great opportunity for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I I am very excited for this. I want to talk a little bit about the coach of the team. I haven't heard anything about her. Can you, if it's, you know, if it's something you can't spoil, is there any type of hints you can give us about the coach of this team? Is she an old coach? Is she a new coach? Um, is she somebody who is very, you know, willing to try new things? Like, who is the coach of the team?
This is what I'll say. This is what I'll tell you. Um, what I, even when I was doing When the Beat Drops, and I was interviewing the young ladies at Jackson State University, you realize that, there's a long legacy in some of these, like in some of these positions. Like, it goes like my mom was a J set, my grandmother was a J set, so you realize that, they have been doing it for
Mhm.
years and generations. And, so I will say that she is a part of the generational piece
Mm.
of the, majorettes, so she might not be that old. She's not that young. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
She's in
Yeah.
there, but she has the experience, and that's, she really is. I don't want to give it away, but yeah, it's a good part. It's a good
Nah,
part.
don't
Let
give
Yeah.
me
me
say
away.
that.
Cause I
Yeah.
can I can see some like some themes coming up where like, cause when you have these like generational positions or whatever, like they already have it in their mind of like what this is. Like this
Right.
is what it means to be a J set, and it's not gonna change
Right.
with
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, with you.
Second.
The band will still go on with or without you. That's what Britt Michelle Martin always said. The band doesn't need you to survive. um, I have to ask. This is something because I've been prepping for this interview. I'm asking a
Yes, you
lot of
have. Yes.
band people what to ask you because I've been nervous and excited. They all want to know because this is going to be the latest HBCU band movie specifically. We
Yeah.
haven't had one of those since Drumline, and we are all waiting for a new one. I got my groups that I posted the Variety article into. They were all super excited. Even my dance groups, um, they are all super excited. They're like, "Oh, child, when you hear the audition, let me know." Um, but one question that they were all very excited to know about is there was a part in Drumline where there was something he had to do something extra to be in the band, which is a big part of these majorette teams. I know that the J sets recently got in trouble for their extra practices, and there are a lot of teams that do them. Is there going to be a part in your movie that deals with these extra practices that go on?
When you ask this question,
We're gonna leave here knowing the whole movie.
right?
Out of here.
Sorry, sorry,
You know,
sorry.
You know what I will say? Lauren Smith, our writer, she did such a beautiful job at making sure that the that this story really feels current and deals with all the issues that are happening
Mm,
Mm,
today, and so it feels real, and that's, honestly, I think, Black people in general, like, we feel when things are false. Somebody could dance,
yes.
they could do three counts, and you'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, no, that ain't real. Fake. Or she can sing three notes. Oh, she can't sing. Like, we
hmm
know it really fast, and we can't fake it. And that's one thing about this film that I don't ever want to do is, and Lauren agrees, like, we can't have any false moments, and everything has to be authentic, and everything has to be real. So when I say that because it deals with all of it that's happening. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
Yeah,
Right now.
okay.
nice. Uh,
Great answer.
I have a more behind the scenes question. Um, I've because I work in tech, and AI is pretty much like taking over. I use AI every
Oh,
day.
yeah,
Um, is how is AI working its way into choreography and dance, and what does that look like?
it is. It is. Yeah, you've seen these things on. I just posted actually the other day, the um the Golden Girls were doing that that
hmm
TikTok dance,
Mhm.
the uh shake it, wicked, you all know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
A little TikTok dance, but all the Golden Girls were doing it basically,
Mm,
and they were getting it, and I thought it was hilarious, and so I kind of reposted, and somebody was like, "Oh man, I love you, and I love your work, and as a choreographer, we kind of should be careful about reposting AI, you know,
Oh.
or people doing other people's choreography that are AI," and I'm like, yo, I just didn't think about it like that, because that's what could replace us, right? Like, they could just take videos of people dancing on the street and just put
yeah.
the characters on, and then before you know it, that's our job. What are we gonna do? We're probably still far away from that, but I'm just saying, like, you know, it's good to understand that that's where it could possibly be, and it's easier said than, I mean, it's here. People are doing it. Like, they have
Right.
Sanford and Son doing the dances, or they have, Good Times, and so it's, I see that happening, and it's scary. But one thing you can't do is, like, replace the human spirit. And
Yeah.
so no matter what, how much AI tries to, get all the feels, that's something that's just, you're not going to be able to do that. They might
Yeah.
be able to do the moves, but it won't feel the same.
Yeah. You can take the recipe, but you ain't the chef.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
ain't gonna turn out the same.
No, no.
yeah.
That's good.
Um, well, we are all very excited for Major. A lot of
Thank you.
dancers want me to send you their dance resumes, and a
Will
lot
you
of
please?
people. Oh, okay. Are you filming in Atlanta?
Yes, we are.
Okay, sure. I can send it to you right after this.
So
There.
this is what I'll say, is that we're gonna have auditions in Atlanta as well. So I'll stay in touch, and I'll let you know
Mm-hmm.
when we plan to do that, so we can make a thing out of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I
Mhm.
really want to make sure that we have the best of the best and the cream of the crop, there with us, because. Uh, like I said, this is our shot to put it on the big screen, and
Yeah.
it's got to be big, and it's got to be right. So,
Yeah.
yeah, if
Um,
you know of
I
anybody,
I can let you know dancers. I can let you know band members. But if you need a consultant, I'm
yeah,
right here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Look,
Okay.
let me tell you something. We'll talk. We'll
Uh,
talk.
okay. I'm
Yeah.
I'm available for all conversations. All right. We are going to move on. I don't think I can ask all the questions that y'all want me to ask because I think he's under an NDA, guys. So let's move on to the 17 questions. Now, Jamal, these are questions about some things we have talked about on other podcast episodes, some things we have talked about on this episode, and some things that we just want to know. So, are you ready for that 17 questions?
Let's go.
All right. So, this is a quick fire. So, you can answer it with just the answer, or you can give us the a full spiel about it. You know, this is a podcast. We would prefer the full spiel, but if you want to just give us the answer, you can just give us that.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. First question. What superpower would you have if you could have a superpower?
I'd fly. I would
Ooh.
love to fly. Love to be able to fly and just travel. I love traveling, so I'd go all over the world. I'd be
Okay.
happy.
Okay. Who was right? Professor X or Magneto?
Ooh. I don't. Ugh. Professor X.
Mm. You're like me. I said Professor X for a long time.
Yeah. And then you changed. You
And then
switched?
I switched because Professor X he's done a lot of shady things. And the
Mhm.
name all for the greater good, but it's like,
Right.
hey, how good does it get?
Right. Understood. Yeah.
Out of all of your years on RuPaul's Drag Race, who is your favorite member of the pit crew?
You know what? I don't really know them that well, but there was a guy in the very early beginning. His name was Miles Moody, and he was one of the first, like some of the OG pit crew. I loved Miles, and I love Bruno too. Bruno's great. He's such a
Yeah,
nice guy. Such a nice
yeah.
guy.
Okay. Who is your favorite dancer? Juicy Love Dion or
Okay.
Mia Starr?
Oh, that is so hard. Oh, come on. Ah, y'all can't do this to me.
Wait, well,
But
I have to tell Demarcus who these people are. Um,
okay,
he, these are people on RuPaul's Drag Race currently. Mia Starr is
Okay,
an amazing dancer. She has
I know that
danced with
name.
Britney Spears. She has danced with other great artists. Juicy Love Dion is a great technical dancer. She can do all the jumps. She do all the splits, handstands. She is great. So, and that's
everything.
but Mia Starr, um, she has said in her confessionals that she's not good at um she's good at choreographed dancing. She's not good at the
Freestyle.
on the spot dancing that Mia
Right.
Starr is good
Freestyle.
at. So
Mm-hmm.
back
Yeah.
to you, Jamal. Who's your favorite? Mia Starr or
You
Juicy
know
Love
what?
Dion?
It's funny because I've worked with, obviously I've worked with them on the show, but outside the show, I know Mia as a dancer,
Ooh,
and Mia was absolutely incredible. She was booking job. I mean, he was booking jobs left and right.
how could she not?
So, I think that in it's like apples and oranges. It's judging somebody that's technical like a Juicy, and then somebody that is raw like Mia, and it's hard to judge. Damn, I guess I'm gonna have to say Mia because I've known Mia the
Mm,
longest.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Um, what is your favorite horror movie?
Ooh, this is good. This is good. It definitely was do. It's a toss up, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Get Out was probably
Ooh,
my
That's a good one.
okay,
yeah.
okay, okay.
When it feels real, like this stuff can really happen,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I'm like, oh shoot, here we go.
What was it a toss up with?
Well, obviously the original Halloween with
Mm-hmm.
Michael
Yes,
Myers.
yes, yes,
That
yes.
took me as a kid. I was Halloween. I didn't even want to go out on Halloween. I was like, no, y'all can have all the candy. I'm gonna stay right up in this house. Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite lip sync number from Drag Race?
Favorite lip sync number from Drag Race. You know what? It was oh gosh, there's so many good ones.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many good ones. I would have to say I actually enjoyed which was weird. Just recently with Mia and
Yes.
yeah, and
Juicy.
Juicy. Yeah, yeah. I thought it was
When they get
great.
on stage, this is magical.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Them two
Maybe
together.
because it's the most recent in my brain, but yeah, that's one.
That's crazy. Okay. What's your favorite, Martin or Living Single?
Oh, Martin, for sure. Martin, for I was there every Sunday
Mhm.
for sure. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Who is your favorite gay Disney villain?
Dr. Facilier.
Ooh, that's been the answer a lot lately.
I don't see it. I just see Keith David. I don't I don't see I need to watch that movie again because I do not see a gay person. Not
Well,
over Scar.
I played Dr. Facilier in Descendants 3, the Disney Channel movie. I played him.
Okay.
Oh, well.
So I know for a fact.
Okay. What is your favorite TV theme song of all time?
Oh God. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you, it is the Golden Girls. Thank you for being that. That's my all-time
Mhm.
favorite. But Good Times is like it's
Ooh.
like right there. I love it. I love it so much.
Okay, okay. See, nobody's ever said good times there. Nobody's ever gone back that far. That's a good one. I'm
Oh,
thinking
that's
like,
because I'm old. That's because I'm old. But let me tell you, those songs, those theme songs back then were everything.
oh,
Like,
Yeah.
227, good
oh, come on.
times.
Amen.
Amen.
Oh,
Oh.
come on.
Oh, they don't even know about it. Okay. What is your favorite adult cartoon, or what's your favorite cartoon that you watch as an adult?
As an adult, it would have to be The Simpsons for sure.
Oh,
The Simpsons.
okay,
Mm.
okay, okay.
Classic, classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic. All right. You are tasked by the president, Obama, not
Oh, okay.
currently.
I'm about
Okay,
to
you are
say,
tasked
I ain't even comment.
with giving aliens a concert film that will save humanity after they watch it. What concert do you give to these aliens?
I give them Michael Jackson
Ooh.
at his Budapest live performance.
Okay.
Mm.
Absolutely saves the world. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
okay. I
Mhm.
would wear Moonwalker Out on the
Yeah,
VHS.
tell you,
That
he's magic.
was, yeah,
He is
that was
magic.
magic.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is the best dad on TV?
The best dad on TV would have to be John Witherspoon's in
Ooh. Friday?
yeah, yes, yeah, yeah. We're brothers. Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. On yes, the Wayans
yeah, it was
brothers.
Wayne Brothers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The Wayans brothers. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I love them
Nobody
so
said that, but that is so true.
much.
He's a voice.
But John
Courtney. Maybe
Witherspoon
that
was
was my
also
Friday.
yeah, John Witherspoon was also a good dad in the Boondocks as well.
Yeah, and
Mm.
Friday. Yeah,
And
Mhm.
Friday.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
man, RIP.
Yeah, RIP. Who is your favorite superhero?
favorite superhero is Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So
yeah.
you just
I
like
mean,
the twirling around.
loved it. I loved about it. Let me tell you something. That did something for me as a kid, and I don't know what. It's so funny. My straight male cousins said when we would play Super Friends that I would tell them I'm gonna be Wonder Man, not Wonder Woman. So I could go and I could do that turn and
Twirl.
turn
Yeah.
into.
Yep.
They should have known back then that where I was going, but you know, what do you say? That's what I was attracted to. I loved everything about it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Who is your favorite black character who isn't black? And for this one, I know that some of the past answers have been the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Panthro from Thundercats,
Mhm.
um, of course, the Simpsons people. So, who is your favorite black character who isn't necessarily Black?
This is hilarious. Oh gosh, when I have to think about it, oh, you know what? Scooby-Doo. I think Scooby-Doo
Oh,
was Black.
You know what?
If you
yeah,
think about it, you're like, huh? Huh? You know,
yeah,
I don't know. You know the way he voiced
Right.
yeah.
it.
You was definitely somebody like old uncle.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Um, who is your favorite rapper turned into an actor?
Oh gosh, Ti.
Yes,
T.I.
T.I.
Yeah,
T.I.
Yes.
for sure, for sure.
over Will Smith? Over the
Now,
Yeah,
come
Queen
no,
on,
I
Latifah?
man.
love it. Let me tell you, I love Will. I do love Will, but there's something about Ti. There's something so authentic and real about him.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yep, I
okay.
agree.
All
But
right.
and
Well,
also Will, I obviously Will. I mean, obviously,
yeah.
I forgot.
Okay, okay, okay. Um, what is one trend that you do not want to see anymore on Drag Race? And you know that this season, uh, Michelle has talked about she doesn't want to see any more Marie Antoinette. She doesn't want to see any more of that. So, what's one trend that you don't necessarily want to see on Drag Race anymore?
I don't want to see anybody do that on the uh catch what is it? Come on, Jamal. Um, the catch not catchphrase, but the challenge, the game show. Um,
Oh,
everybody,
Snatch Game.
yes, thank you. Snatch Game. I don't want to see anybody do a Kardashian anymore there's been a
Mhm.
lot of Kim Kardashian, and I'm just like, those just never really pan out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 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 And finally, what's one thing that the industry gets wrong about Black creatives?
Um, Industry gets wrong about Black creators. I just think they get wrong that we could do it all.
Yeah.
Like I don't, I think putting people in a box is the worst thing
Hmm.
you can do,
Mhm.
and if you think that, you know, a black person can't do horror or,
Yeah.
that's wrong. It's been proven wrong, and I think that that's, it's very, especially when it comes to genre, and you never know we're so diverse, and we have so much, our backgrounds are so different. I hate when people say, oh, a black director couldn't do that. Like,
Yeah.
that's a lie. You know,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and because we love it all. Like I was, cowboys were black before. You know what I mean? So country,
Yeah.
westerns were black people. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you know, yeah, we could do it all.
All this stuff was Black before they came and stole it. um, well, Jamal, this is the end of our show.
Mhm,
Look,
mhm.
I just got to tell you now that I got you in front of me on this Zoom, all my life, you have been a light, you have been a
Oh,
guiding star, you have been an
oh,
inspiration.
oh.
I have um, tried to try to emulate some things that Ebony Fire do off of your dances. I have
Oh,
um, uh, always look to the joy in your dancing, the smile on your face, the niceness and the realness of your critiques. Everything that you do and the way you present yourself has been a guiding star for me in my life
oh,
these past couple of years. Your documentary definitely um, uh, inspired me, because as we said, I was dancing in the stands, getting fired from my job. So
Love it.
I like seeing myself in that and seeing those things that people, because I knew about it, but seeing
Yeah.
it and seeing us highlighted really meant a lot to me. So thank you for that. And this upcoming thing, as I said, I worked with Ebony Fire for 10 years. Thank you so much for even bringing this small little part of, of the whole Black diaspora to the
Yeah.
screen. Means so much to me, to all the girls who I have talked to over these past couple of weeks, and to all of the band kids that I have talked to as well. This means a lot to us. And it means a lot to them too, because, dancers, they don't get scholarships like the real band members do. So it means a
Absolutely.
lot to us that you are including them. So this thank you, thank you, thank you. And I am always looking out for what is Jamal going to do next? How is Jamal going to make me smile and make me laugh in this next great work of art? So thank you very much for just being here
You made me tear up a little bit over here.
today.
No, honestly, thank you. As an artist, all we can hope is that we inspire or we uplift or we do some sort of good in the world. And so when you hear somebody like yourself, say that, it means so much to me. And I'm not just saying it because we're here. I'm saying it because that's what I set out to do,
Yeah,
So the fact that it has happened it means everything. And
yeah.
I thank you guys just, for taking out, an hour or so of your time to chat with me. I mean, this has been so fun, so easy. And there's one of do you know Richard Jackson by any chance? Do you know who the Richie Jackson? He used to
Richie Jackson.
choreograph for I mean, yeah, he used to choreograph for Gaga. Anyways, he's a really good friend of mine, but you sound just like when I hear your voice, I think I'm talking to Richie. I'm like, oh my God. If you look him up, if you see some interviews, you'll hear him, you'll be like, but usually when you tell somebody to do that, they're like, yeah, don't sound like that, but honestly, that's what I hear. But he's
Yes.
an amazing person. I look forward to continuing our conversation because I would love to talk to you more about the film and the
Mhm.
dance and all that stuff because
I am here.
yeah,
I am
yeah,
here.
that would be amazing.
Um,
Marcus, I
Jamal.
appreciate you. I
Absolutely.
appreciate your the questions and honestly, like this is all of us together, and it feels so cool to be able to have conversations with people who are straight or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's all it's I love it. I love it so
Yeah.
much.
And I love having guests on the show because a lot of times I learned that like I've been a fan of this person my entire life and I didn't know it. And that's what I learned today. So
1,000%.
so glad to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jamal, where can they find you if they want to get to know more about you?
Yeah, on my socials, it's all Jamizzi, Jamizzi,
Hmm.
and that's on everything across the universe.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, you can also find him on YouTube in some decades old instructional videos.
You don't have to
Don't
find
do
me
that.
there.
Don't do that.
You don't have to
I
find me there if you don't want to. Don't tell these people to go and do nothing that they don't want to see.
All right, and you can find us at Black Geek Energy or on Twitter, BG_pod. And again, Jamal Sims, thank you for coming on. You were
Thank you.
great. I know we kept you a little bit over time, but you were
Okay.
amazing today. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And we can't wait to have you back once this movie is out and it's all said and done. We got to have you back.
We do, and I'll be here. I'll be here. We get everybody in the theaters, buying their tickets with
With
Movie
the
Movie
Pass
Pass.
yeah, with movie fans. Come on now.
Hell yeah.
every day, using those 800 points.
Right. There we
All
go.
right. And that's it. See you guys
All
next
right.
week.
Thank you.
BGE out.
Oh my God.